put another 6 inches in front of everybody's driveway, scraping it.
Yeah.
Recording in progress.
We don't-
Oh, one moment. Ready?
All right, good evening, everybody. It's 6 PM. We'll start the Protection Policy Committee for Monday, January 24th. Roll call, Alder Morgan,
Present.
Alder Scannell,
Present?
Alder Graham,
Present.
Stevens, we're all here. Take a motion approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. On to number D, approval of the minutes for January 8th, 2024.
I approve those minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. On to regular business, consideration of possible action appeal by Carol Kempke regarding the denial of her operator's license. Attorney?
I'll defer to the police department for the report.
All right, thank you, please.
There was a automatic denial for a felony committed in 2019 of second-degree reckless endangering safety. There have been some other driving issues with operating while suspended, failure to yield the right-of-way, operating after revoked or suspended registration, display unauthorized registration plate, improper headlamps, red light violation. There's been retail theft, fraud on a gas station, more just muni, but the biggest thing was the automatic denial of the felony.
Anything else? Motion to open the floor.
Motion to open the floor.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If you can come on up. How are you today?
Good. Busy with kids.
So if you could just explain your
state
situation
your name and address.
and your name and address for the record.
My name is Carol Kempke. I would like to explain,
Your address, please.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, your
Address?
Address. I would like to address the.
No, where you're living now, correct?
Oh, my address, 1239 Doty Street,
Right.
Green Bay, Wisconsin. I'm appealing the liquor license for my job at Walgreens, not to get a job at a bar or anything like that. I have been on probation for the felony charge of the accident that I was in. I have been doing very well on it. I did do AODA, I accomplished that. The lady was supposed to get the letter to me in time, but she didn't get it till after today, so I wasn't able to bring that in with me today. I have been doing very well with it, like sobriety. I don't drink or anything anymore. I've been for 3 years completely sober. The accident, I do feel bad about. I wasn't drinking the day of the accident. The night before I was drinking, so I still had alcohol in my system, I believe. Other than that, the car accident, or besides the car accident, the gas station retail theft, that actually was somebody in my vehicle. I found out later on that I was charged with, they had pumped gas in my car, prepaid for it, but the gas station put it at a wrong pump because it was only supposed to be $20. They ended up putting $80 into my vehicle, and I didn't find out till months later that I had a retail theft on a gas station with that. The failure to yield sign, I think that was one in 2014 or something. I don't even remember what year it was.
It doesn't matter.
That was by accident. I just moved back to Green Bay and I didn't realize that they put a yield sign there, and I kind of went past it, but I stopped immediately. The officer got behind me. But that's the only reason I'm appealing it is for my job at Walgreens, nothing else. I don't plan on doing anything else with them. I like my job at Walgreens, and I would like to continue working there with the liquor license because they serve booze and beer there, so for me to serve the customers, I have to have the liquor license. I believe my probation officer did send in a...
Yep,
Okay.
we got that. How long have you been working at Walgreens?
I've been there now 4 months.
4 months, okay. Anything from your employer?
I'm not sure. I could have them email something to you guys for that, I'm sure they would have no problem with that.
Yeah, if they could give a letter, and also the letter that's late, if you could just get that, because
Yep,
this final decision will be made at council. We're just a
Okay.
recommendation at council, and we're not
Okay.
meeting again until February, so there's plenty of time to get that in. And
Okay.
if you get that in, it can become part of our packet? Yes?
Okay.
No?
sure.
Okay, you're looking at me like I'm,
Do I just email it to the
considering it
same?
yeah, the clerk's
Okay,
office.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, and have you ever worked at a bar?
No, and I don't ever plan to.
And so you're not really serving, you're selling?
Yeah,
So
at the grocery, at the
contained,
store that I
sealed?
work at, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's all I got.
Any other questions?
Could you explain the convictions for contributing to truancy?
That actually, yes. Years ago, my children, my two sons at the time, I didn't have four, I only had two. They had gotten the flu and they were sick for a whole month. Their doctor excused them from it, but the front desk lady didn't give it to the counselor in time. She didn't even know that the letter was still at the front desk, but by then it was too late. The truancy ticket already had went through, and I ended up sitting 4 days in jail for that. Yeah, so that is a big issue that I ended up serving time for my kids having the flu. This year, there isn't no truancy, but there is, I'm going to go meet with my son's counselor because he has been sick with strep throat after strep throat after strep throat, and his doctor's notes do excuse him for that. And I just wanted to make that clear with the school again, so that situation doesn't happen, because the front lady wasn't giving it to the counselors in time, so that was the only issue why that ended up turning into a truancy.
Any other questions? No?
In your job, what do they do if you don't have a license?
I'm not sure.
Do they have, I mean, I know the law says you have to have
Yeah, to
someone with a
serve.
license on premise.
Yes, they always have somebody on the premises, but I don't know if they would end up letting me go if I can't get the license, because I'm not really sure. I don't know.
Do you have steady hours, or is it just
Yes, I work full-time,
flexible?
9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And I am a single mom of 4 kids, so I like to keep this job. It works well with my daycare.
Do you have a driver's license now?
Yes, I do have a driver's license. Yes, and the time when I did get pulled over with having revoked, I didn't even know at the time. That day, I went and got that handled because I didn't know that they were expired or that I needed to pay I think it was a parking tickets or something.
I guess I have a question for the officers.
No, when we close the floor, you can ask. Unless you think it's pertinent that she knows we can respond.
I just reading this, I thought when it was being read, there was something about using improper plates or something.
In 2019, there was a display unauthorized vehicle registration plate.
That was, I had sold my vehicle and the person still they had, instead of renewing the stuff, they kept their plates from their old vehicle, I believe it was on the vehicle that was still in my name, but they didn't change out my name. That actually happened with my plates when I had moved out of a place. I had left all my stuff there in the garage. I thought it was all cleaned out, but I guess there was still a box there, and somebody had taken my old plates and was driving around. I ended up finding out who it was. I went to the parking downstairs and notified them that they have my plates and they were getting parking tickets. This is how I found out somebody was using my plates.
Okay. I believe you,
Nope.
that's something to me that someone would have
Yeah.
to do on purpose.
Yeah.
With intent to.
No, it
defraud
wasn't
the
me. It
police.
wasn't me. Yeah.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Motion to close the floor?
Was there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
I think
motion-
I got it. I
motion-
think that
yep,
was it.
Motion to close the floor.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Recommendations?
Well, I appreciate the officer's thorough you know, like they always are, they give us everything, all the backgrounds, we have some background, but the only reason you're here is because state law says anyone with a felony can't
Yeah.
have a, you know, that's the only reason you're here. And it's so written that there's a little wiggle room for us. And for me, it's always been sort of length of time that a lot of times it'll be way in their past that felony happened, and so I don't no longer see it as relevant. This is a little sooner, but I'm gonna support the appeal because even though it's relatively recent, it's the nature of the job, more of retail, selling as opposed to serving, quite a bit of difference there. And you've been doing a great job and everything, and you've got these letters of support, and this is your livelihood we're talking about, so I don't think she's a danger to society. I don't think we're at risk, risking anyone in our community by granting her appeal, so I'm going to go with that. That's my thoughts.
I'll second it. I agree. And congratulations on your sobriety. And
Thank you.
I think the fact that you're, at a retail place during the day.
Yeah, I love my job, it works well.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Which
Keeps me
Walgreens?
busy on top of being a mama.
Yeah. Which Walgreens?
The one on University.
Yeah.
And our pharmacy is horrible there, so we get a lot of angry customers coming in.
Love alcohol sales. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, so no, I will second it.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Nays? Ayes have it.
Okay.
All right, thank you for your time.
So then I just email that and then,
And then we gotta wait till council,
Which is
we're just
February.
recommending the council has the final say, and they'll be
Okay.
meeting in February
Six.
6th.
okay, I will let my boss know. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Your attendance isn't required at the meeting. You can if you want, but it's not required, just to make a note. Like this one, you received a notice that it's not required for the
Okay.
one. Optional.
Okay, thank you. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night, you guys.
You too.
Okay, on to number 2, consideration of possible action on the request by the Sardine Can at 128 South Broadway for a limited expansion of premise to the back parking lot for the following dates in 2024. June 16th, 19th, 26th, July 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th, 31st, August 7th, 14th, and 21st. Dates after July 1st, subject to the approval of the renewal of the 24-25 license application. Attorney.
No objections.
All right. Police?
The police department concurs.
All right, thank you.
You-
I wrote that down.
Motion to approve.
All right, do I have a second?
I just have one question.
Oh, quick.
Can I?
Motion to open the floor.
I think I actually worded it a little differently in my letter than that. I just want to make sure that we get the same exact thing.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
One question.
Oh.
What is that building behind that parking lot? Is that a residence or, what is that building on the street
Yeah.
behind?
Mo- Motion to open
It's
the
a
floor.
salon.
It's a hair salon.
Oh,
Okay, so, okay.
We're good.
I wouldn't know about that.
I wouldn't either.
All right,
That's a big one.
I have a first and a second.
Who seconded?
It's the wrong group.
Grant.
Okay.
Great, okay.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Number 3, consider with possible action on a change of agent to Jason J. last name, for Walgreens Co., which is Walgreens number 11339, located at 116 North Military Avenue.
Jermo's Bullets.
Okay. Got it.
Sounds very Polish, maybe? No objections.
All right, please.
Police concur.
All right, thank you.
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it.
Yep.
Number 4, for consideration of possible action to repeal the Broadway and Old Main moratoriums, joint communication submitted by Alder Brian Johnson, District 9, and Alder Randy Scannell, District 7.
What was that?
You. Any comments?
I'll pass it off to Celestine.
Okay.
Okay.
Clerk?
Well, yes, thank you so much for having me tonight. So this is very exciting, I have to say, in clerk world, very exciting. I just also want to say that this is a really great example of two alders who work together on a project, on a communication that benefits not only the businesses, but also city staff. Alder Scannell has brought this forward, repealing these resolutions, these three resolutions for Old Main on Broadway and Downtown Green Bay Inc., or DGBI. These moratoria are all issued by resolution, which council can very easily undo. We are not talking about the Fort Howard moratorium, that's a charter ordinance.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that tonight at all.
Right.
So Alder Scannell had brought this up actually quite some time ago to think about doing away with these moratoria. In the clerk's office, we have had the issue of businesses coming to us just being a little, curious as to why, with all the things that we have for businesses, for new liquor licenses especially, why are these moratoria still in place? We found it to be a little burdensome, a little cumbersome, as did the businesses. So Alder Scannell, we met in my office, I think it was summertime. I feel like it was lighter then. Alder Scannell was very much on board with moving forward. I know that Alder Johnson also has the area as an alder, not just as an on-Broadway director. So I met with him to get his feedback, met with the police department to see if they had any concerns about repealing these resolutions. One of the things that the police department does, which they did not do when these resolutions were enacted, is they meet with all of our new bar owners, and all of them have security plans. So this is a way that we can bring some, for lack of a better word, clarity and order to some of our new license holders. I also had conversations per Alder Scannell's request with the law department, with on Broadway, kind of simultaneous conversation with Alder Johnson as well as Director Johnson, Jeff Merkis from Downtown Green Bay Inc., and I also spoke to the Tavern League. All were in favor of repealing these resolutions. And so I would hope that this committee would consider very carefully doing this. I think it'll be a great thing, like I said, not only for businesses in our city, new liquor license holders, but also would make the clerk's office processes flow more readily and more expeditiously. Thank you.
Well, I didn't know it was going to help you.
Heck yeah.
Well, now I got to reconsider.
Well, there you go.
Any questions?
I'm not, I'm reading that one again, the Fort Howard one. What does that one actually say, the Fort Howard?
That's the
one?
charter?
So the Fort
Charter,
Howard charter ordinance, first of all, it's a charter ordinance.
Right.
It has two, and the law department will jump in if I make a mistake. It has two really important things that you will not be considering tonight. The first is, my understanding is that there's a historical issue here. So in Green Bay, because Green Bay and Fort Howard were two different towns.
Yeah.
Green Bay, back in the day, was a little inebriated. And when Fort Howard and Green Bay were going to merge, Fort Howard's like, well, we don't want to be as inebriated as you. So we want to have no bars. And so the moratorium, the Fort Howard moratorium is that there's no bars, basically west of Broadway, basically between Broadway and Taylor. So if you have a restaurant or hotel, you can have a liquor license in that moratorium area. Then in 2006, there was a vote. People just asked, do you want to maintain this, if I'm not mistaken? And including me, I voted for that. I think it brings a kind of quiet and clarity to the area for people who grew up in Green Bay and knew how Broadway was, and the police department has a lot of things to say about this, how Broadway was back in the day, the 70s, 80s, 90s. It was a little edgy. And so I think people, especially on the west side of town, would like to maintain the Fort Howard moratorium. And like I said, that's by charter ordinance. So that would not be within your purview to undo with the strike of a pen.
But like gas stations are allowed to have liquor license in that
Class
area?
A.
Class A.
Yes.
Is
So
the-
the Fort Howard moratorium applies to Class B bars.
Right.
Right? So if you're Class A, you're okay in this regard. If you're a Class B with a restaurant or you're a hotel, then you can have a liquor license in that moratorium area.
I'm for the motion that I'm sure you're gonna make, so.
Yep, motion to approve.
Yes, and Nate, I'm so sorry, forgive me. It's those Downtown Green Bay Inc. resolution, the On Broadway resolution, and the Old Main resolution, 3 of them.
I make a motion to
So-
repeal.
Just one second, yeah, so the number 4 doesn't have downtown, so I think it needs to be amended to include downtown. It says the repeal of the Broadway and Old Main, but if you want to do downtown, we
Oh,
need to
yes, so I make a motion to amend
amend number 4,
number 4 to include Downtown Inc.
and then vote on that, and then you can do the
Yeah,
item.
then that'd be Downtown Old Main.
Downtown Green Bay and Old Main are separate.
Yeah, so the downtown is the Washington Street.
Okay, even though the bid is combined, still the, right.
Correct.
Right. Okay, yep.
So we have to
Okay,
vote
do I
on
have a
it.
Motion
second on
to-
that?
Motion to amend. Let's vote on that first.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Nays, ayes have it. All right,
Motion to approve the repeal as amended.
Do I have a second?
Oh, I just have a question.
Sure.
And I'm sorry, Clerk Jeffries, I know you said Tavern League, everybody was in support. Is the police department in support of this as well? Okay.
Oh, I wouldn't do it without them. That would not be
Okay.
wise.
I
Thank
need
you
a
for
second.
asking again, though.
Second.
Oh, I
Okay,
can't
all
stop
in
this thunder.
favor?
I'm on a roll.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, nays,
Aye.
ayes have it.
I'll drink to that.
You're hilarious. All right.
Informational.
Thank you, Steve Wright. Thank
Clerk's
you.
office
Thank you, sir.
licensing report.
Thank you.
Thank you all that worked at that on this.
Thank
Celestine.
you.
My pleasure.
Yes, so the city of Green Bay currently does not have any available liquor licenses. We have 4 that have been granted but not yet have been issued. And if you look at it, we do have a few bars and licenses where their extension request has been expired or someone has filed and been granted in over 60 days. So the clerk's office is going to reach out to them and try to get them back to committee for either an extension that will be on your review.
Liquor violation report? Please.
So there were 2 property referrals that came in. One for Takira Micho-chan for a disturbance on Christmas Eve. We have been working with the owners. They do everything that we ask. They have security in place, they have cameras. So they're really willing to work with us and trying to deter some of these issues. And then on December 30th, there was another disturbance outside of Crown and Common where there was a fight. Patrons inside of the bar did call the police. One of the victims received treatment at a hospital. We've been following up with the bar owner to gather video and other evidence, and they have been working well with law enforcement as well.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay.
Now's when police do the chicken dance.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I don't
Fun
remember,
sponge.
but, all right.
Motion to receive and place on file.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Ayes have it. We're adjourned.